Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on the city of Milwaukee and all that it has to offer. No other Midwestern city can claim a location that features a splendid Lake Michigan shoreline, an abundance of natural resources, and great beer. We normally look at the issues that face our city on this show, but today we want to get you motivated to get out and enjoy the exciting things the city has to offer as we embark on the spring and summer months. We've really been waiting. My first guest is Mr. Paul Upchurch, who is the CEO of VISIT Milwaukee. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrea.
I appreciate you being here, and it makes sense for us to start off talking about VISIT Milwaukee and what it is you do.
Well, you mentioned all the fun things that happen in Milwaukee. Well, they happen year-round. Our job is to sell all those fun things. You get people who aren't from Milwaukee to come to Milwaukee and enjoy them.
Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. And your tourism and conventions, the impact that it has on bringing individuals here really does help with the local economy. But you pull people in nationally and internationally.
From all over the world. But the tourism economy in Milwaukee County alone is the largest in the state. It's almost $2.9 billion in total sales per year, and employs almost 30,000 people. So it's a big part of our local economy and an important part. They come here for a lot of reasons, meetings and conventions, for festivals, just to have fun and relax. So they come here for a variety of reasons, and our job is to go out and figure out those reasons and then market to them to get them here.
I'm interested in knowing, how do you go about marketing and saying, hey, this is where you want to have your convention? Why, in fact, would they want to come here?
When you look at conventions, there's over 220 convention centers in the U.S. alone. So it's a pretty competitive industry. So we go out there, we have a full-time sales force of 9 people who travel the country. They go to trade shows, they meet with meeting planners, they talk about all the things Milwaukee has to offer, try to get them to come take a look, so that once we get them here, we found that level of awareness and that thrill of coming to Milwaukee is much stronger.
Okay.
Convention attendees who have been here rank us as one of the top destinations in the country. If they haven't been here and don't know much about us, it's a little harder to get them here to take a look.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that, because you feel like once you get them here, then we got
Absolutely.
you.
Because we often compete with Chicago, cities like San Diego. We compete mostly with Midwestern cities, but every once in a while you'll be competing with San Antonio, Orlando, and so there's a lot of great destinations out there trying to get those conventions that we're trying to get. So it can be pretty competitive.
So when we look at tourism and its effect on the local economy, in 2012, $4.25 billion was generated in Greater Milwaukee and supported more than 48,000 local jobs. And that's stuff that people really don't think about.
No, that's the 4-county area. So if you look at the impact that has and all the people who are employed either directly or indirectly, there's a lot of paychecks that go home and a lot of great things that happen. And a lot of the infrastructure that attracts tourism are things that we all enjoy, from restaurants to the great attractions. And so all those things that bring tourists here are the same things that we love about Milwaukee.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think about sometimes. When you live in a city that has great things like Summerfest and the Harley-Davidson Museum and things of that nature, do you find that sometimes the locals take it for granted?
Well, you get in your habits and your routines, and you forget that all those things are in your own backyard. So, yeah, they do. We can't at VISIT Milwaukee because we're constantly out there experiencing them and seeing them.
Yeah.
So we have the greatest job on the planet, is we get to enjoy those things all the time. But when you live in a city, sometimes you forget all the great things you have in your own backyard.
Yeah, but you guys are there to remind us, so
yes,
that's a good thing.
That's our job.
VISIT Milwaukee has 3 strategic partners, the City of Wauwatosa, Potawatomi Bingo Casino, and then the Wisconsin Center District. How do you guys all work together?
Well, the Wisconsin Center District's our convention center, and so that obviously is where all the conventions that come to the city, large conventions, end up. So we work very closely together to sell and market their facilities as the place for these conventions. City of Wauwatosa is a great suburb very close to the heart of Milwaukee. We work to do their leisure marketing and their convention marketing as well, and working to send visitors out to Wauwatosa, so they're an important part of our overall community. And then the City of Milwaukee obviously is critically important. What we do obviously is a great economic driver to the city, helps kind of boost the local economy, so we're very involved in initiatives that improve quality of life in Milwaukee and are good for the city.
Yeah, and I mentioned Potawatomi being one of the partners, and they have this new hotel that's almost complete. It's got to make a huge difference.
Yeah, very important. You know, Potawatomi obviously is more than just a local marketing reach. They reach into northern Illinois and all across the country. So a lot of our efforts to market in northern Illinois really complement what they're doing well. So as we go out there and market coming to Milwaukee, they're a part of what we market in those critical drive-to markets that are important to them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm originally from Kentucky, so when I was offered a job in Milwaukee, I will be honest, the one thing that came to mind for me, or I should say the two things, were truly Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days. And that's true for a lot of people. So with that said, it makes a lot of sense that there's the life-size bronze statue of the Fonz. And I think that when people see that, they're probably excited to take pictures and associate Milwaukee with those great shows.
Well, it's one of the #1 tourist attractions. And, you know, our offices are nearby, and you'll see people stopping all the time taking pictures
with the thumb
up. Now when you get the younger generation, they'll take a look at them and ask you what the coach of the water boy is doing there. So generationally, he has different meanings to different people, but certainly it's one of the top attractions to get your photo taken in Milwaukee.
Yes, I just had to mention that because it's true, and you know that's what I had to associate with Milwaukee. Now, and of course, I know of many other things.
If you've been there recently, he has his own living room.
Oh.
There's furniture there now. You can sit and hang out with the Fonz. So.
Really? Yes, I have to go check out the Fonz. And needless to say, Milwaukee has a number of Fortune 500 headquarters that do an outstanding job in bringing talented people from all over the country, all over the world actually, to the city. And a couple of those would be Johnson Controls, Northwestern Mutual, Miller, of course, Kohl's, Manpower, Harley-Davidson, and Rockwell Automation. I may have named them all, I'm not sure. But what's the importance, in your opinion, of these corporations and their impact on our economy?
Well, they're important in a lot of ways. Obviously, having that many corporate headquarters here really helps the awareness of the city grow, you know, nationally and internationally. They bring their own conventions, business travelers here frequently, so they're critical to the local economy from a tourism perspective. They're great supporters of lots of wonderful things that happen in the community. And when we go out and brag a little bit about Milwaukee, it's nice for us to tell that we've got all these great corporations in our own backyard.
Yeah, and what is it? Do you guys play a role in bringing new business to the city, or maybe trying to give them some meaning behind how they could thrive here as well?
Well, you know, we have, I think, an important role of trying to promote Milwaukee's image overall. And we all know that story that people here are proud and they don't like to brag. Well, they really do, but they need a reason to brag. And so we've created what we call Dear MKE, which is kind of a storytelling website. It has some films on it, it has pictures. It's Milwaukee talking about why they love Milwaukee. And we found that that's really a great tool for corporations like Northwestern Mutual. When people like you are in Kentucky and you're looking at a job in Milwaukee and you look online and you find these great stories. In these films about Milwaukee, it's just a good tool for people to understand a little bit more organic, real stories from people who live here, why Milwaukee is a great place to work in and visit. And
technology, thank goodness, has changed so much from when I first moved here. So you have a Visit Milwaukee volunteer program. Tell us about that.
Oh, we need, for a lot of these events that occur in Milwaukee, whether they're leisure events or conventions, they just need manpower. People at the airport to greet people, you know, people to help them with their on-the-ground logistics, give directions, tell them what restaurants to go to, tell them all the wonderful things that are going on in our city. So we have over 200 volunteers that work all the time to help welcome visitors, to help direct visitors, and to help make that experience a positive one. And when people leave here, we hear all the time, what a friendly city, what wonderful people. You know, I felt like we were at home, and our volunteers are a big part of that.
Yeah, and I've had friends come and family to come visit, and the first thing a lot of them say is it's so clean, you know. So that's something to be proud of when you have a city that has a pride where it's clean when people drive down the streets, and you know, you don't feel like, oh well, this don't look in this neighborhood or that neighborhood. It's just something that we should be proud of.
Milwaukeeans are fun-loving people, and they love to have visitors. So we hear it all the time, again, that people will stumble into a restaurant or find someone that just kind of takes them under their arm and just makes them feel very special, very welcome. So we're very lucky to have the people we have.
I like that a lot. And you are the chair of the Governor's Council on Tourism, which directly works with the Department of Tourism. And I worked with the Milwaukee Bucks for 16 seasons, so special place in my heart.
Including the championship season?
No, I'm not that old now. Come on. But speaking of the championship, recently NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar comes back to the city, and he has actually reunited with some familiar faces to do an ad for tourism. How'd you pull that off?
Well, you know, they worked very hard to stand out. You look at other states around Wisconsin, they have big marketing budgets, pure Michigan, and Illinois spends over $40 million marketing their state.
Wow.
And it's very hard to stand out in a crowd of Midwestern states. We know we have the best state, but how do you cut through the clutter and make your ad stand out? And they've done a great job of finding celebrities and people like Kareem, that once that commercial hits, they get phenomenal viewership. They get great PR, and it drives people back to their website. And we've just found that website traffic translates into traffic to our site and visitors. So you get a lot of people watching the movie, but then they get interested in finding out more about Wisconsin and Milwaukee, and pretty soon they're staying in one of our hotels or eating in one of our restaurants. So it really has worked.
I like that. And for those people at home who have not seen that ad yet, let's take a couple of moments to check it out.
Striker, you're too low.
I know, but Wisconsin is so beautiful in the summer. So much to do. Over.
Roger. What?
Boating, fishing, biking.
Huh?
I wish I was down there.
Roger. My name is Kareem.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit flying.
I can't believe I ever left this place.
Wow. Welcome home.
I think it's hilarious.
It is funny. So not only does it work, but it's funny.
It is. It's very funny. And I think that he showed a great sense of humor by being a part of that. Let's talk about some of the major events that are coming up that will have an extremely positive impact on the city of Milwaukee in particular. March Madness, right here looking at us in the face.
March Madness, second and third round. So
that's awesome.
8 teams coming to compete. They'll bring more than 15,000 people to the city.
Wow.
Over a 3-day period, and again fill up about 6,000 hotel rooms and leave about $4.7 million behind.
Yeah, and you think about the parking that the parking people will be paying for, that generates revenue for those structures, and then you have the dining, and like you said, the hotels. So it's all a good thing. Do you have to do something special to be able to bring something like the NCAA tournament to the city?
Absolutely. You need a sponsor. So Marquette has really stepped up, as they do every time the NCAA comes here, to invite them to the city. And then you need, once they're interested, and once your city's been selected, you need obviously the facility, BMO Harris Bradley Center. You need the hotel rooms. You need to reach out to all the people in the community to let them know what's going on, all your partners. And so when the teams are announced, Visit Milwaukee gets to work working with all the media in the cities, the colleges, and making them aware of everything we've got to offer. We put all of our marketing materials, that last push to get all the hotels filled, to let them know all the fun that they're going to have here so that they get on the plane and come, so that the city benefits from every attendee possible coming to the Final Four, or the second and third round.
So I will say mission accomplished. Good job.
Yes, thank you.
And we're looking forward to it. And there's obviously so much to do in Milwaukee. So I thank you for coming by and sharing information.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. From Visit Milwaukee. For more information on any of the things that we've talked about today, you can call 1-800-554-1448 or log on to visitmilwaukee.org. Paul Upchurch is the CEO of Visit Milwaukee, an award-winning convention and visitors bureau that provides information on everything that puts Milwaukee on the map. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll learn more about one of the nation's largest performing arts fund, referred to as UPAF, right after this.